go. Welcome, everyone. Hello. I just want to start off this episode. Pay no attention to that, man. Thank you all for listening. It's been a crazy 7 years. We've been doing this long. I don't know how we made it. And I appreciate all of you. I see new faces all the time with views and comments and whatnot. So thank you. We appreciate you very much for staying on. Today's going to be a special one, because not only is it the 300, it is that 7-year anniversary. It's a special time. And we have a special little treat for you. Something that we haven't done in a while. And boy, did I go out of my way to tie this.
Yeah, I think it's been about 100 episodes.
That sounds about right, yeah. Yeah, so we have a scripted story. I went out of my way for a while now to figure out how the hell I would tie everything together. Because the more I thought about it...
Need to be interjection real quick, because I'm going to give Jared proper shit for everything. One,
I know he is.
Hi, welcome. Again, thank you. Two, he says he went out of his way, but, like, it was either this or sleeping for him. So, like I'm not, like... Man typed up sleep. 46. The man, like, at today, when you should have been sleeping, you were sending us stuff, and I messaged Anthony. I was like, "Isn't it like 2:00 in Guam? Like, we record in 4 hours his time. What the fuck is this man doing?"
Yeah,
got that Guamatian black tar going on to keep his ass up. So. But
yeah, no, I my sleep schedule got all fucked up, so I'm just, it'll bounce back. But no, it's because as I was writing this, I came to realize that we've done so much random bullshit over these 7 years. There's shit here. There was shit that I did with Husky Poo years ago, and like there was way too much that was lore-wise, and I forgot about some of this shit as I went back through listening to things. So regardless, yeah, so hopefully you'll all enjoy this little story bit here. It's called...
Go ahead, Jared. Crack the tome. Crack the tome, Jared. Crack the tome.
This is called Oddly Dimensional. Prepare.
So, as a quick scheduling update, the voice of Velma will be played by Peter Dinklage. So, if it sounds off, fuck you. That's not true. I Velma voice, and it's been a long week. So
Mike has second puberty.
Also, Canada and Minnesota are on fire, and there's a bunch of smoke over here in Michigan, and it's making it very hard to breathe. So
that is unfortunate.
We talked about it last week.
That's true. Our story begins here, folks. Everyone get your cup of teas, get your coffees, whatever the hell, and enjoy. Velma awakened to the feeling of sand and hot air brushing across her face. The air was arid and dry as it blew over her. She stood to her feet, wiping her glasses of some dust smudges, and slowly got up. She looks to the sky and sees a purple hue, what seemed to be almost like a thin veil of energy that seemed to coat it. She couldn't tell if it was day or night. There was no sun, no stars, not even a single cloud, just empty space.
Jinkies, is this Wakanda? Where the hell am I this time?
The last thing Velma remembered was trying to fight a slimy pineapple creature. In an asylum, she vaguely remembered something about Seinfeld and zombies? But she tries to gather her thoughts, but is distracted when she spots something running towards her. It's what appeared to be a robotic man of some kind?
Gotta run. Gotta get to the goal.
Velma found herself, for the 100th time it felt like, in her life, questioning what the hell was going on.
Hey, sir? Machine, excuse me. What's going on? And where am I?
Robo Anthony stops, gives a blank stare at Velma as if he didn't quite understand what she'd been asking him. She noticed looking over the robotic man that he had an organic head, though his brain seemed to be vibrantly green and enclosed in a broken glass case upon his skull.
We must reach the goal to be chosen.
He quickly turns back around and begins running again as Velma tries to ask a follow-up question. This was no way to conduct an investigation! Velma took a deep breath and started running after the odd robot man.
Hey, wait! Chosen for what? Oh, jinkies.
Robo Anthony continues running, merely shouting back at Velma as he went.
The first 3 people being chosen for immortality, freedom from these cursed lands.
Velma kept running, keeping close to the robotic man. She had no idea where she was. She had no idea what was going on. What did chosen for immortality mean? Before long, they arrived at what looked like a destroyed house. The house seemed oddly familiar. It was mostly destroyed, almost like it had been dropped here in this barren wasteland, sitting nestled between 2 cliffs and with its front half smashed into the ground. The robotic man smashed through the broken wall, entering the house in a hurry. Why he seemed so eager to enter the house was beyond her, but she carefully stepped inside behind him. The robotic man continued through the house into a basement. The physics of the house having a usable basement didn't seem to make sense. How could this be if the house was clearly not built here? She continued behind him, entering into the basement. Once she reached the bottom, she saw him rummaging through some boxes, lining a far wall. Soon enough, he stood up holding an old box-shaped TV with some very thin, tiny bent antennas on top.
I think the resale value of this TV has greatly dwindled since, 1994.
Velma's comment was met with a blank stare before the robotic man started running up the stairs with the TV snugly tucked under his arm.
Jinkies.
They didn't seem to be able to get answers, so she started on after him again. They ran out of the house and continued running west into a barren desert of dunes and some more derelict-looking buildings. Every house or random shop was smashed into the dunes. She couldn't tell if the sand and dirt had simply taken over or if they had all been haphazardly dropped here from somewhere else. She also noticed a billboard with the words, "Bringing you random AF news from around the world. FW," but the rest had been covered by a partial sand dune. They reached the edge of the small cliff that overlooked what seemed like a rundown laboratory.
Unless you have some kind of jetpack or jet boots built in, I don't think we're going to be able to go down this way.
Hold tight, sir/madam.
Without hesitation, he jumps from the cliff, clutching the looted TV set tightly into his chest with his back towards the ground below.
Jinkies.
She watches as the robotic man hits the ground below with a loud metallic thud. She looks around, trying to figure any way she could try to get down safely, but as she does, she's tapped on the back of her leg by a small hand. She turns around to find a small, fuzzy pink creature standing behind her. Its skin had the texture and its body the shape of a peanut?
You're looking for a way down? I can show you the way down. If you give me your toenails.
Can you just show me how and not do the whole foot fetish thing? Jinkies.
Nah, toenails are no deal. Maybe you can aim for some bushes to cushion your fall.
Fine, just show me the way down and I'll show you 1 foot, you little freak.
The creature wanders along the edge of the cliff, stopping at a boulder to his left. He points at a small hidden path and motions for her to follow. Velma proceeds with some caution, unsure what this creature was or what its true intentions were. As they made their way down, she noticed it kept looking back at her feet, licking its lips for some reason.
So are you like a foot fetish demon or something? Like, is this hell and you're the personification of some weird fucking kink?
In your best dreams.
I don't want to know what that means. Forget I asked. Jinkies.
As they reached the bottom, the creature burst into laughter. As Velma looked ahead, she saw the robotic man. His arms were extended outward with the TV firmly gripped in its hands. His body had, comically cratered into the soft ground like a fucking Looney Tunes character.
I could use some assistance to reach the goal. Please and thank you.
Oh, let's go, lady. Pinker payday. Rodhead, he can help himself. He ain't got no toenails to pay me.
For payday. I need him. Come on and help me get him out. I'll give you the toenail feed if you do. Jinkies.
Yeah, tell you what, you throw in some milk, you got a deal.
Velma nods with a confused look, and the two help drag the robotic man out of his hole and get him back on his feet.
Thank you kindly, sir and or madam. And bang. Now we must proceed to the goal. Time is not on our side.
The small creature chuckled to himself and crossed his arms before leaning an arm on the robotic man's metal leg.
So, why are you and him even bothered anyway? You know Mr. Big Shot isn't gonna let you win.
Pardon?
Jinkies.
You two so-called creators of everything here. You left him in charge, and now here we are. Everything falling apart. Everyone running for their fucking lives for some what, maybe prize? I mean, I doubt the promise made about reaching the goal is even true. Why would he ever want to give us anything special now? He's just coming up with creative ways to delete us all from existence. I mean, I know your head's rotted, but come on, man. Do the math, Tin Man.
Calculating. Likelihood of immortality is at 60%, high enough to continue with this venture. Doing nothing holds an 85% chance of deletion entirely.
Yeah, definitely rotted there, Coppercock. That number should be more like 10% chance of immortality and a 90% chance of complete deletion regardless of what we do. That's why I didn't bother heading to that place to begin with. Besides, last I heard Redacted was guarding the entrance. He's so drunk, I'm not sure he even knows what's going on to begin with. He's more likely to shoot us and then ask questions to our riddled corpse.
I think you mean ask riddles to our corpse, but that's fine. Jinkies. And what was that you said about deletion?
The robotic man tucks the TV under his arm again and begins making his way towards the abandoned lab in the distance. Velma and Pinkernutter follow behind. As they reach the building, Velma notices a pair of black-rimmed glasses in the sand near a broken wall, almost like someone else didn't make it. Cough, cough. She stops and picks them up, feeling as though she'd seen them somewhere. They enter the building and find that the robotic man placed the TV on a large metallic table with wires connected to its bottom.
Once we have the boss back, our chances will be at 70% of reading immortality. Promise.
Want to give that one more go there, big boy? But that's fine. Boss? I'm so confused. Like, your boss or the person that created you? And what are we gonna do? Like, Teams chat with the TV?
Oh, great. Look, I'm not staying for this shit show. Velma, take my advice. Walk away now. The minute, and I'm saying the minute, that jackass is put back on that shitty little TV, everyone's gonna swarm you for the chance that he can bypass the even bigger jackass in charge right now.
Is this like a special key or something? Someone needs to explain what the hell is going on.
It's more like a crown, so to speak. Whoever has control of the TV, when it's in working order, can control the rules of this place. The douchebag left it forever ago, so, shut it off, never came back. But my advice, again, walk away, like I'm about to do.
Almost correct, Pinkernutter. Channel got changed, and the one you call a
Bigger jackass.
hit the remote, so that the boss wouldn't be able to change what he wanted. I suppose your wording choice was accurate, hey?
Bigger jackass.
though entirely that dwells in the goal area was more to blame than boss.
It's weird that the robot has a speech impediment, but I digress. Can we stop talking in code? I have no idea what anyone is talking about.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you let chaos and uncoordinated morons control things for 7 years without any real actual plan. You see, you still owe me those toenails, toenails though, by the way, so, come on, darling.
So what you're saying is it sounds like someone let the channel go to hell by moving halfway across. And what the fuck is with you and toenails?
Nobody quite knows the answer to that question, Velma. You and other questions, your other questions we will have rebooting. Nobody knows the answer to your question, Velma. Your other questions we will have answers to in just a moment, though.
Got it in one.
The robotic man turns his attention to the control panel, where he begins turning dials and flipping switches. He lastly throws a large switch on the side of the machine. An electric bolt shoots through the connected wires and sparks up the TV, ending at the tips of its antennas. Sexy. The screen begins to flicker as it fills with static. The image of a face begins to flicker and fade with those static lines and fuzz. The screen goes dark again before a bright purple light and neon green glows from the screen.
7 years ago, the boss wanted to create a new form of entertainment. He had become fascinated with unlocking the plane of existence filled with nostalgia. He began to study theories and papers about alternate realities. He believed there was a universe where nostalgia and imagination coexisted in harmony. In our search, he and his business partner, Rex Beaver, started FWNR, Fireside Weekly News Roundup, a small studio with an old friend we call Swamp Man. In the beginning, it was very simple, cover random news from around the world. And as the studio grew, our boss began to experiment with other channels, shows using nostalgia. Our boss made a deal with some dark and sinister that hides in the recess of your nostalgic mind. This entity grew in power, and the more he would indulge his nostalgic desires. Before long, FWNR staff was filled with characters of their own creation. It was beautiful. Sadly, though, he began to lose his mind.
I mean, that's putting it mildly. So get this, right? He became convinced the world was going to end. Real deep web conspiracy shit, man. So the boss, as you call him, aluminum ass, he created a persona of himself that embraced the creative and nostalgic dreams he had. I mean, one way to put it, the issue with that being, once that version of that jackass got a taste for power, he started creating things that they weren't all happy and fun. You get myself, Pinker Nutter, how you doing? And, as well as evil creations like Mean Rick, who was derived from his own childhood traumas. And before long, that nut, and not me, put his mind into that modified TV here, created to live in his little nostalgic bliss. But before he went, he then turned his best friend, him, into a cyborg to watch over his new body. But, with both creators being indisposed, the new persona decided, started twisting reality itself. And, that brings us to our moment right here.
Cyborg, so that explains the speech impediment. Well, wait, am I real then? Or is this just some sort of random fucking nerd's dream? Which would make sense on why I changed genders so much. I've still got to be dreaming.
The TV's glow flashes off, leaving a familiar face on the screen. It was the head that Velma had seen before. She remembered now. The house she was in way back during Oddly Packed House. Go check it out. The house. He was in the attic. The TV. He had tried to warn her about something, and again, in the asylum. Go back and listen to that one, too. It had helped her defeat the creature she encountered. Was this what she needed to find to end this nightmare cycle? No, Velma. Sorry about that. Look, you were the last creation I could muster before I was banished to a nostalgic void. Really, every dream you've had, as you call them, they were just my attempts to regain some kind of place in reality. The more I fought, the more the demon of nostalgia, and my alter persona, Jokey Pants, fought me back. So, he's become infatuated with the power that the demon grants him, and, it's a real bad time. But look, you are in reality voiced by a podcaster named Maverick. I know it's a mind fuck. You just gotta go with it. Look, we're all trapped in a perpetual cycle of nonsense. You were the only thing that he couldn't control how he wanted to. So, I've been trying to help you. He's been trying to kill you with various nostalgic settings. At the least, he was hoping you would become consumed by the setting's control and, sever my only connection back. But Anthony here, we just need to reach the old studio, and then we should be fine. But my time's limited because I can already feel them pushing me out. The head begins to flicker and fade before snapping back with a faint image still on the screen amongst the fuzz. Robo Anthony steps forward and his chest seems to open a small cavity. He grabs a TV, placing it inside before running back outside.
Fucking kind of getting kind of meta there in the story, aren't we there for a second? Regardless of what I just heard, we need to help them stop whatever is going on. Even if I am just a creation of imagination from some middle-aged nerds on a low-fame podcast, being deleted entirely sounds very painful. Coming from you, now, foot boy.
Okay, first off, it's Pinkernutter, bitch. Don't ever call me footboy again, or I will literally chew your goddamn toenails off slowly. Secondly, hell to the no. I'm not going to involve myself in some dumbass scheme to fight a demon. I've got my own. Clearly, I like toenails. I mean, come on. And I'm quite content with that. So, good luck, sweet little piggies.
Pinkernutter burrows into the ground and disappears, leaving Velma all alone. How sad. But Velma runs after Robo Anthony, following closely to wherever the hell this studio was. She didn't know. But as they walk through the barren wasteland of what appeared to be the remains of a small town, they hear the sound of humming? Strange. At first, Velma thought it may be a helicopter, which of course filled her with hope of a rescue and that maybe this was all a lie and she could be free. But to her chagrin, from behind a half-demolished restaurant came a large wasp. Its exoskeleton was cracked in various places, oozing a green slime of some kind. It was missing legs, some even seemingly replaced with robotic limbs. The wasp was the size of a minivan, with the angry aura only rivaled by that of a charging hippo. Robo Anthony stops dead in his tracks, turning his attention to Velma.
Unfortunately, that is Mean Rick. A deep childhood trauma and delicious snack for Jared. As a child, he had eaten his hive from a sandbox. Mean Rick survived from pure hatred. For one who had killed his hive, he shall unalive. I would say can handle him being robotic, but unfortunately being so large, his mandibles will slice me like tinfoil under scissors, and his stinger would just dissolve me.
Not sure if that was meant to rhyme or not, but that was really good, Robo-Man. But then what the hell do we do now?
We need to run as fast as we can to the studio on the other side of these buildings. I pray you don't fall victim to Mean Rick like Craven did.
Like the Spider-Man villain, Craven? How did he lose? He has lion blood.
No. Craven the Fudd. The one who's powered by fudge, not lion blood. Jared found his early comics funny. He would fall victim to Bugs Bunny type shenanigans, so he created a combination character. He was liquefied almost immediately trying to use bug spray. A noble idea in theory, though he should have done it downwind to Mean Rick.
The duo runs as fast as they can down a nearby alley, cutting behind the buildings of the town, or at least what remained of it. From behind them, they could hear Mean Rick's humming wings as he took chase. The nostalgic demon was sending its strongest creations to stop them from reaching the goal. After a few minutes, Velma could see what appeared to be a large burned studio. She could see a large W and R hanging on a partially collapsed wall. The ground below, she could see the F and N buried amongst the sand. They continued running towards the studio as Mean Rick grew closer, snapping his mandibles behind them. As they got closer, Rebel Anthony quickly grabbed Velma by the arm and dragged her to the ground, falling backwards. As they hit the sand, the air above them became riddled with bullets and as gunfire rang throughout the air. Mean Rick dropped to the ground, sliding just short of Velma's head, his lower abdomen curled upward with a large serrated stinger probing the air.
Jinkies Christ, who is shooting at us?
Not us. The bug. Sergeant Redacted hates wasps. The probability of him shooting Mean Rick and not us was 25%. 75% he opened fire on all of us, but it was the only means of dealing with this monstrosity.
I think I'm starting to understand why you referred to as rot brain. Those numbers are horrible odds.
Perhaps, but we are temporarily alive, so it seems my method was effective.
Velma rolls her eyes before getting back to her feet, dusting her skirt off from the sand. Gets everywhere. They continue towards the studio where they begin to hear what sounded like an anime theme song of some sort. You know the ones. Anyway, as they approached the front doors, they saw a soldier sitting at a desk. His rifle leaned against the side while he watched anime on a laptop in front of him.
Anthony, thank you. Is Chad back yet? He's sending God this place from everyone but him. I'm afraid I gotta stop here. He's busy with something about a racist, I don't know, something about a tournament maybe? I can't recall.
Redacted lowered his rifle and opened a fresh beer bottle. Because, beer. Before sitting back to his anime.
Velma, meet Sergeant Redacted, a creative persona of one of Jared's childhood friends. Redacted, that is not Jared inside. Though it seems your intoxication has debilitated your ability to tell the difference. Once again.
Sergeant Redacted takes a swig from his beer bottle before scratching his head. Redacted, he'd been used as a security measure for the nostalgic creations. That was until Jokey Pants took over. He now served as a deterrent, really, for anyone trying to usurp his power. Fun.
For fuck's sake, Jared is on the TV. The guy inside is an evil version of him. Why are you trying to finish whatever race this is to stop him from possibly destroying existence as we know it? Are we all caught up now, soldier?
Redacted scratched his chin and seemed to ponder the question Velma had asked him, like it was a fucking riddle. But anyway, he figured it out, and after a few minutes, he finishes his beer, tossing it off into a large pile on the side, cleared his throat, stood at attention, and, kind of drunkenly swaying.
Huh. I had not run for a scenario of that. Good work, Velma. Now, let's finish this.
They proceed inside the studio, stepping over various falling beams and ceiling parts. As Velma looked around, she felt oddly at home. She couldn't understand why. Why would she feel at home? She didn't remember being here. She knew she must have been here in the beginning if she was truly created from some kind of nostalgic ether. So why couldn't she remember it? They continued on into the main studio stage area, where the FWNR news desk sat charred and crumbling. Sad times. A partially melted nameplate rested on the burnt wood, reading, "Anchors, Rex Beaver and Harry Johnson." As Robo Anthony walked up to the news desk, he pulls the TV from his chest and sets it down, turns around and begins walking towards the back office with the name Jokey Pants CEO haphazardly taped to it. Velma looks over the news desk and tries to remember how she first came to be in this very studio. Her memory eluded her except for an image of the TV and Jared saying, "She can do it, Rex. I believe in her." What was she supposed to be doing? Her thoughts began to race. From behind her, she could hear what sounded like Robo Anthony arguing with someone, but she couldn't tell who in the office. She looked over the desk and found a recorder with the tape still in it. She clicked rewind and then hit play. Maybe she would finally have some clues.
Hey there, Jokey Pants. This is Rex Beaver. Just want to say that I think what you're doing is pretty fantastic. It sounds like a great idea. Howdy there, Jokey Pants. Harry Johnson here. As far as I'm concerned, that son-bitch should have been gone a long time ago. He is, after all, responsible for the fire. Now look, Jokey, I don't think you quite have a grasp on the ramifications of tinkering with some demon of some kind to reach into the realm of nostalgia and bring these characters into life. I mean, you can't possibly know what this is gonna do, if it's even gonna work. For all we know, it could tear a hole right through reality itself. Do you understand that? Now listen, you need to just stop, brother. You go messing with powers that you don't quite understand. Heed my warning, Jokey. You go messing with powers and things that you don't quite understand, and they're bound to use you back in a way you probably ain't gonna like. Or none of us are gonna like, for that matter.
As the tape stopped, the office door swung open, and out walked a suited man with a purple streak on the side of his long, tied-back hair. He had his hands behind his back as he approached Velma. "You are one stubborn creation, you know? You know that, Velma? You know that? You're just such a stubborn bitch. I tried using your own cartoon as a means of getting rid of you. Yet here you are. You managed to escape that. Then I tried resetting you. You know, I threw you in Full House. I mean, shit, I even had Craven the Fudd and Morbius the sugar-free vampire, the worthless fucks that they are. I tried to get them to deal with you. Built them right into the house's characters. I thought for sure they would snap you out, just be gone with you, and all my problems would be over. But this fucking asshole on the TV here, man, I fucking tell you, my quote-unquote true self. You kept finding ways to worm his stupid little TV in there. I gave you just enough warning. It's so fucking annoying, man. He approached the TV, sliding a finger across the top before slamming his fist down hard. The TV's casing seemed to crack slightly, and Jokey smiled a rather malicious grin. Then I said, "All right, so she refuses to fucking die. Like, what are you gonna do?" So I tried mixing it up, you know? I tried doing a little one-off hero therapy. Thought maybe, just maybe, if I fucked with the setup, like with the layout, I could sever that little connection. You know, just really get him out of here. But then I got really crazy, and I threw you into Seinfeld with Call of Duty Zombies. This shit doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, so something bizarre, right? It's just so bizarre that there's no way you were gonna fucking survive. And yet somehow he followed you. And still, you fucking persisted to just look for answers like the annoying little goddamn detective you are. So I made you feel really crazy. You know, my associate, you know, he brought you to his personal little dungeon. Yeah, a little fun place where he keeps, you know, he infects all the nostalgia and he twists it up, you know, really for his own benefit, but I find it hilarious, but still, you found a goddamn way to escape and keep this fucking cocksucker as a thorn in my well-dressed ass! Jokey Pants takes a moment, collecting himself, and sighs. He grips the TV and tosses it to the ground. It hits the concrete floor with a loud crash and bounces to the side, its screen cracked and flickering. Regardless, I needed to find a way to stop you and him. So then the thing, the boss, the entity, the associate, whatever the fuck we're going to call him here, he had the perfect idea, and I couldn't deny him. Why twist reality into something deadly? You know, like, why throw you in a twisted nostalgia when the best way to handle this whole thing, you know, it was just to bring you here. You know, it was perfect. Jokey raised a foot, slammed it down on the TV, cracking it even harder. The best way to handle everything was to just give this stupid, arrogant little fucking nerd a hope of fixing his own mistakes. You know, Rex and Harry, they kept trying to tell him, you know, like, hey, don't mess with shit. You know, and then Swamp Man. They thought Swamp Man started the fire. You know, burned everything down here. It's been a whole debacle for them. Hell, it was funny seeing them blame each other. But, I mean, in reality, come on. We did it. It's pretty obvious, right? Rex, Harry, Anthony, Jared, Maverick, Swamp Man, all of them. They couldn't understand the grand plan. Hell, Rex, again, tried to warn him. But in the end, it was just best they all go away and let us do our thing.
So what the hell is the plan? What you're doing is just infecting people's minds with some tainted version of some twisted nostalgia. Why? It makes no sense.
It's beautiful, isn't it? The demon, it feeds on the dopamine y'all give off when you're watching your favorite cartoon. Maybe you're, you know, watching a comfort movie. Something that makes you feel good. Well, regardless, it's unbelievable what you can do when the power of literal fucking creation is in your hands. You know, I mean, Mean Rick, Pinkernutter, those are small time. You know, that was just little bits of chaos. Experiments to see how far could we corrupt it? How far could we twist it? You know, like, how far can we go? Hell, if the dipshit here could bring simple things like Morbius, the sugar-free vampire, by the way, just fucking dumb as shit, into reality, why not go bigger? Make people's literal worst nightmares become something tangible. With that kind of power? Oh boy. Now that's fucking power. The demon, he just wants the excess pheromones. You know, the little bit of chemical runoff from all of you normals. Me? I just enjoy watching people squirm away from their personal flaws, their own fears. I don't give a damn about who controls or who controls what, or hell, who's controlling the world? Who gives a shit? Who the hell wants that job? It's a fucking joke. Then everyone just expects you to solve their problems? Fuck you, I got my own. So, he created me for that exact thing. Run the studio, do the things that he thought he couldn't. But guess what? It was all part of the plan. But the real tricky part, now, the real fun trick, We just looped his dreams into his waking mind, so he has no fucking idea what was going on. It was beautiful.
And thus giving you full access to the creative control and so on. You know, for someone who doesn't want to be a typical supervillain, you're really just kind of doing the same stupid thing, but for a way dumber reason, like some really bad 60s Spider-Man villain.
As they talk from above them, a shadowy figure darts across the rotting and charred rafters. And as Jokey Pants raises his foot once again to finish off and smash the broken TV, of all fucking people, Swamp Man drops from the rafters. He'd been watching the events play out, seeing if Velma could stop him. Maybe he had to, step in so they're not all deleted. But, in truth, it wasn't until he heard those magic words, "I started the fire." The same thing that had been plaguing him for years. Ostracized for burning the studio, losing the remote, breaking the TV, forgetting to hit record, killing Rex and Harry, the list went on and on. Finally, Jokey had admitted to everything. As much as his friends were either dead or, hell, some of them thrown into the nostalgic void, he wanted his goddamn revenge. And his redemption.
You son of a bitch! I fought the last goddamn 4 years over me starting that goddamn fire. Now everyone blame me because I was the weird guy. I mean, shit. I like to make sweet love to my gator wife and make it everyone's problem. But hey, I might not be the best at turning on a camera or hitting the record button, but shit. And you know what? I might have shit in the ventilation system of Dreadpool's bunker, and it might have killed him. But I thought it was an outhouse. It was an honest mistake, I swear. But I did not start the fire!
As Swamp Man drops down, he grabs Jokey Pants by the throat, squeezing hard. Jokey fights back, but he stumbles to the ground.
You insignificant worm! I will not be bested by the dumbest fucking person in this cast!
Velma seizes the opportunity to jump over the news desk and grabs the TV and darts toward the office.
Go! Go! We got this, Velma! You really are the dumbest son of a bitch, aren't you? Who the hell is we?
From the other side of a room, a short, hairy man begins running up to the duo as they wrestle back and forth. One leg being shorter than the other kind of made it hard to run, but Whitey was always there when his friends needed him.
I don't know who taught you manners, Jokey Pants, but last I checked, arson is a serious technical foul.
Running up, Whitey grabs onto one of Jokey's legs, stopping him from being able to get up, while Swamp Man strangled him and tightened his grasp around his throat. Although, all in all, Jokey could see out of his eyes... Sorry, folks. Jokey's eyes started to roll back, and a loud roar echoed out into the studio.
You done fucked up now.
From the backstage area came again what sounded like a large roar. As Swamp Man watched Jokey laugh, a long, slimy purple tentacle slammed into his chest. He felt at least 3 ribs crack on impact. And then again, Swamp Man's bad at math. Also in general, he's not considered the smartest. What he'd actually heard and felt in his body was his entire rib cage collapsing as, and a few vertebrae cracking into place after years of rough lovemaking with his alligator wife, something everyone fucking hated. Swamp Man gets flung back into the news desk and lays motionless. Whitey, being distracted by the event, lets his guard down, and Jokey delivers a swift kick to the head, freeing him at last. Jokey stands back to his feet, brushing off the ash and debris from his black suit, and turned his attention to the office. Now in the office, Velma was already trying to restart Robo Anthony. Jokey, being a version of Jared himself, had full knowledge of Anthony's inner workings. Evidently, he'd found an off switch, and it was not obviously placed. She scanned his work and noticed a single wire hanging from his chest. Forcing open his chest cavity, she unfortunately is jumped by Pinker Nutter.
Give me those toenails, bitch!
He launches from the chest cavity, grabbing and pulling at her hair and face.
Jinkies, I thought Jokey was an even bigger jackass. Why are you helping him?
Chaos! Chaos, baby! My only purpose of creation was chaos!
And why toenails?
Really? Really? Didn't I just answer that? Man, you're a bad detective. No wonder the rest of the gang died at the hands of Goldblums In Spring. Go back and check it out.
Velma manages to get a grip on Pinkernutter's legs and body slams him down on the table. An audible crack fills the room, followed by, well, a few groans as he lay motionless, face down on the table.
What an annoying pink asshole.
She turns her attention back to the chest cavity of Robo Anthony, noticing just a few wire connections that were undone. She quickly snaps them back into place, and Robo Anthony springs to life.
Quickly, the TV!
Darting from the office, Anthony lunges for the TV set. Just as he almost reaches it, that goddamn slimy purple tentacle flies in from behind and tosses him aside. His metallic body clanging as he sent flying across the floor, cling clang. Jokey Pants claps at the sight, steps forward over Robo Anthony, looking up at Velma, who now stood in the office doorway. You see, Velma, goddamn, it's useless. We've grown stronger than what any of you can handle. I mean, just accept your fate and let the world cower and drown in its own fears. You just gotta accept it. It's just easier. Velma drops to her knees in defeat. Maybe he was right. She had done this song and dance 6 goddamn times now. And every time, she always just ended up restarting. She searched her brain for any clues. What had she missed? There had to be something. Then she remembered. When all this began, how they stopped. Fly Goldblum. Velma stood to her feet as Jokey Pants approached. She quickly knees him in the balls and dashes over to the flickering TV. Velma, you have to reach the back room. The void needs to be closed. Velma turns back and sees Jokey Pants getting back on his feet. To the right, she can see the back room's door where the purple tendril tentacle seems to be slithering back to. Making her way through the door, she's overwhelmed by a feeling of pure bliss. The feeling you get being 4 years old and hearing your favorite cartoon theme song or your favorite ice cream. The feeling of pure nostalgia. Behind the door, she sees it. A large portal that was oozing the nostalgic bliss we all crave. As she got closer, the purple tendrils began grabbing the edges of the portal, and a large pineapple-like creature seemed to slide out.
Velma, my child, return to the void where you belong. You belong with us.
As Velma scans the room for what controls the void's rift, she's grabbed from behind by Jokey Pants, goddammit! Come here! Now, I want you to witness. We're going to envelop the whole world. No one will be able to resist that bliss of nostalgia. You're feeling it right now. I know you are. Everyone will invite it in. Everyone's going to relish it. And then, just when everyone sits down and they think they're going to get their favorite show, their cartoon, whatever the fuck it is that hits those buttons for you, oh, bam! That's when we snap, baby. From every last drop they're going to give us of that dopamine, all those little chemical runoffs, and we're going to leave them with nothing but feelings of fear and doubt. God, can you say it? Velma, God damn, it feels good. The pure chaos, the panic that's going to come, it's fucking beautiful, man. It's just great, isn't it? But don't worry, though, you won't be around to suffer. Jokey shoves Velma to the ground, closer to the void demon. As she looks up to its lifeless, glowing eyes, she feels the warmth of happiness and bliss shrouding something sinister. In its eyes, she can see her past life. Scooby? Shaggy? Thad and Daphne too! They were back in the Mystery Machine off to solve the classic case of the Black Knight. Was this real? Was everything just some kind of dream?
Like nothing ever really gets deleted, man. Like nothing ever really gets deleted, Like nothing ever really gets deleted.
What was that, Shaggy?
Like, nothing, man. Nothing that's created goes to the void and is deleted forever. It's never truly gone, man. All things come back, Velma. All things. Suddenly, Velma snaps back. She stares at the Void Demon, and then back at Jokey Pants, who was reveling in his victory. What an asshole. She turns back to the Void Demon, standing, and she takes a deep breath.
You know, Jokey, nothing that's been created in the void ever really goes away.
What? What the fuck are you talking about? What? If I delete you now, you don't get to just come back. You're gonna vanish forever, right? I mean, bullshit, Velma. But you know what? The hell. I like to gamble. I mean, I have an addiction. Let's say, you know what? I'm gonna call your bluff. Shall we call your bluff? As Jokey nods for the Void Demon to consume Velma, she raises a hand for a pause. Okay, what now? More wisdom from a dying woman? Fine. Give me your last genius fucking statement.
Just one final question, Jokey. Did you fuck his wife?
What? What kind of fuck? What kind? Okay. You know what? Technically, I am Jared, so technically, I may have fucked a few guys' wives. And I guess I did. Not sure what the fuck that has to do with your current predicament, because deletion, dead forever. But you know what? Yeah, I fucked his wife. Whoever the hell he is, I hope he's happy being a cuck. From behind Jokey Pants, the sound of a gun hammer clicked back. So you did fuck my wife? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. No. We deleted you like forever ago.
Come back,
Word of wisdom's, Jokey. One thing is fact with the internet and nostalgia. Nothing is ever truly deleted in the void.
Oh, that's right. Not Henry Pym fires his revolver and sends a round through Jokey's face. He stumbles forward into the Void Demon, and the two are sucked back into the deep recesses of the nostalgic void. As they vanish, the portal begins to shake, sending shock waves of a neon green light outward. Velma could feel herself being pulled somewhere, but she wasn't sure where. Suddenly, the portal explodes and envelops everything around it. And as Velma floats in nothingness of the nostalgic void, she's greeted by, of course, the odd TV set. That was crazy. So, I'm sorry. Sorry I had to drag you into all this, Velma. Honestly, thanks, because, you truly saved everything, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. Truly, I'm eternally grateful. Honestly, tell you what, allow me to send you back where you belong. Scooby-Doo, whatever case you want, I'm fine with it. And hey, remember to stay odd, will ya? The world's so fucking boring with everyone just fitting in and not doing anything. Just be unique and be yourself. Bye now. In a bright flash of light, Velma awakens back in the Mystery Machine, her friends all laughing and joking as they head out for another mystery.
Jeez.
And I hear what you're asking. Calm down, dear listener. You want to know, don't you? What happened to that TV head, Jared, and what about Robo Anthony? Hell, they weren't even in the last half. I hear you. Well, I'm afraid those stories are something for another time. Anthony, put the goddamn bear down, buddy. Anthony?
Look at it, boss. Isn't it just the cutest little guy?
Yeah, there you go. That is oddly dimensional. The longest story I've ever written, and I'm sorry.
It's fine. You will need to record the first little statement, though. You froze on us. So that first little intro blurb, you'll need to superimpose that when you're editing. So
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why we're like, is it us? Did we freeze? Like, no, it's Jared. That's why we were saying those things if you heard us. So just that intro bit of that, it just, for whatever reason, the internet hated you right there.
Interesting. All right. That's good to know.
Yeah. Jared, go ahead, Anthony, and then we'll do the post story interview.
No. That's what I was going to get.
What are you going to do? Jared, how was it just like, welcome to Behind the Blow. Jared Minnick, part 2. Jared, how was it? Right. How was it just yelling at yourself for about 15 minutes there?
Yeah, you good, bud?
Are you going to unpack some stuff there? Do we need to talk?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine now, Anthony, because he got it off.
I'm fine.
There was a lot of self-hating in there.
There's a lot of self-deprecation in there, which is normal, but like not in written word form, man. Like,
we just want to make sure it's not a note.
Like, yeah, that's it. like, don't forget I love you guys kind of note. Like, Jesus Christ.
Don't go to school tomorrow.
Right. Sure glad I apologized to that guy kind of note.
There's just a lot of shit that's happened over 7 years, and
listen, there was shit that I forgot about in that story, and I'm like, damn, that's right, it was Goldblums in Spring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the only thing
the SAP episode as well. I caught that.
Yes.
The only thing the only person that didn't make an appearance was Mr. John Halo 117. So
yeah,
but I get why. Yeah. So I get why. And then also I'm now realizing Craven the Fudd. I'm now understanding that meme after 7 years. So guess it just never really clicked for me. But I was gonna interrupt the story, but it had a good flow, so I didn't want to. But like, damn, I get it now.
Yeah, for all of you out there, I could always do other things. I just wanted to tie off to end Velma's overall story, because I feel like we just keep making Velma suffer.
God. If you want to write more stories, and I can do Nigel Uno pretty good. I can do number 1. Bring me number 1.
I'd be okay with that.
I think.
You okay with that?
Do a K&D tie-in for episode 400.
You got 100 episodes to figure it out.
Yeah, fucking start writing now, bud.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but honestly, so it has been a crazy long time. Jared's lived in like 12 different places in these last 7 years.
Shit.
Like 4 states, 2 countries.
Sometimes life's river is not the best, and sometimes you're me, and you just mistakes happen.
Yeah, sometimes you accidentally sleep with 2 married women, not at the same time.
Sometimes
just like 6 months apart, and you end up on a couch. And you end up on a couch, and you buy a chair thinking it's going to be a better bed than a couch, and it's not. And you don't sleep for 2.5 or a year and a half, and then you get your own bed, and you wonder, like, wow, maybe I really did fuck up my back while sleeping in that chair / couch.
Sometimes, and sometimes some of us like to fuck around in high school, and some of us didn't do that. And then some women put your pee-pee in their mouth, and you go, okay, I'm just doing this now. And sometimes it's a mistake. Always use your head on top of your head, not the one between your legs.
Oh, you got one of those works too?
Yeah, they make a cream for that.